So welcome in, rise and shine. It's a little buggy out here. A little buggy. A lot of flies, a lot of mosquitoes. It's okay, we'll get through it though. How's everyone doing? Welcome back. We're gonna be doing music. So, for the sake of just everything right now, I feel like rather than stepping into like the oracle gnosis, right, where we're just kind of flowing with information and insight, I think we're gonna keep it simple today and just play a little song, do a reading, just to see kind of where we're at energetically for the next week. Just kind of look at the general theme, general purpose, things that we are here to work on as a collective group, and move forward ahead as love. Last night actually was so gorgeous. I don't know if anyone else was awake for the blood moon lunar eclipse. It was gorgeous. It was the most beautiful thing to see. There was even, there was a lot of activity over here. At least there's a lot of ships in the sky. A lot of ships I've never seen before. And it was really, it was neat to get that perspective and to see how thin the veils were. And as I had heard from my teams, during the influxes of these lunar eclipses, the way the geomagnetic activity works, that we actually call forward a lot of those experiences. And the more that we remember within that we are the light ship and we are on light ship Gaia, the more that we will see those things. But there was definitely a thinning of the veil, a lot of excitement in the air. It felt very balanced, at least over here. It was very joyous and very celebratory. And to see all the activity in the sky was awesome, to see the ships phase in and out, and to just kind of be aware. Even at night, the clouds were very much so speaking. So we had the magical cloud guardians kind of like making their move and shifting and gifting us imagination and gifting us that ability to create with the mind's eye. And it was really a beautiful reflection of how we've transcended a lot of old illusion with the moon, and how, at least for myself, right, and how this lunar event brought forward a lot of thinning of the veil, and also a lot of just like really just seeing a lot of beautiful things in the sky. It was really gorgeous. It was a really fun, imaginative night. We were silly and goofy and celebrating. And so this morning, we're back at a place of love, back at a place of remembrance. We're gonna open up with a little song, a nice little calm melody. And we're gonna open up for a reading. So welcome, guys. If you're here, if you're new to the channel, thank you for your likes, thank you for your shares, thank you for your subscribes, thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for being a sacred witness of not only my own evolution, but yours as well. So we'll welcome this in with a song of the heart, and we'll go into a reading. You messed that one up. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. I need to get my thumb pick. You know, I actually thought about that because I was like, what song am I going to play today? And I had the song and I was like, I need to get my thumb pick. And I couldn't find it. And I was like, I'll deal with it. Yeah. When you hit that D right here, it's hard with the thumbnail. At least for me. Anyways, welcome guys. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's it fun? How's it fun? How's it fun? How's it doing? How's it doing? Welcome. So, peace, blessings, love, prosperity, and abundance to all of you. We are going to do a little reading for the collective, acting and speaking from a space of inspiration and hope for ourselves in our journey moving forward. I want to thank everyone for being a part of this journey. We're just setting sovereign and neutral space as we're welcoming in our guardians of light here and now to hold sacred space as we come into this space of divine remembrance. So we're gonna do a really quick just 4-card pull and look at the cloud of the reading just to see where we're at energetically. See what messages want to come forward for us. How's everyone feeling today after everything? We got flies everywhere. There's transformation inbound. Whenever flies are flying around, we know we're transforming. Ooh. Ooh. People. Good. This is good. Okay. Hope, guys. Hope. That's what we are looking at here. So clouding the reading. We're looking at the sun. So we're seeing a whole lot of hope and a lot of success happening right now. A lot of hope and a lot of success happening for us as a collective. All right, so we're integrating some sort of version of self that has reached a level of completion in its life, okay? So what we are doing is, as we're stabilizing and balancing, we're looking at our own support systems and we are processing. But what's really good is the fact that this level of hope is coming alive for us right now. What we're seeing is that as we're harmonizing mind, body, soul, and spirit to this new revelation for ourselves, we're looking at reaching a completion in our own stage and in our own life. So what we're actually doing is we're processing. We're processing where we've been a victim, where we've been a martyr, where we've been defeated because of the level of self-worth and self-value we hold as the Queen of Cups. So a part of this is as we are coming into this level of who we are as a creator being in a body, really honoring this emotional mothering part of ourselves with hope. We're actually in a process and in a stage right now of really integrating and balancing this new hope, this new success, and what this revelation means for us. Now, as a result, these endings, right? These endings are because of the self-worth and the self-value that we hold within ourselves, okay? So what this is as we're reaching this level of completion, with us holding so much emotion, like a whole lot of love here. This really is the most loving mother to me at least, if when we're looking at the realms of emotion and intuitive and the empath and the starseed and the multidimensional and all of these things, right? What we're doing is we are releasing and processing that which does not serve our quote unquote highest here, or the potential of us being this galactic mama bear, of us being this really beautiful mother energy. So what we're doing is we're essentially integrating a whole level of hope and releasing that which no longer serves, right? So a lot of this is going to require the repair and the process to really step into who we are as a multidimensional creator or a multimedia creator. Either way, with this level of self-worth and self-value that we're discovering of self, we are releasing and processing those wounds or those worries that that aren't bringing forward that level of self-value and self-worth that we know. So a part of this is really focusing on filling up our cup, maintaining and stabilizing and integrating these versions of self in mind, body, and soul, but also recognizing that a part of this is we really have to let go of that which no longer supports us on our journey. So a part of this is as we are unraveling these trajectories, we're also going to be starting processing, remembering what it is to be a multidimensional, what it is to have our multidimensional creation, and also to feel successful and hopeful in all that we do, right? And that's the biggest thing, is we're seeing that inner child freedom here. The sun card to me always represents the freedom of the inner child being expressed, and how the solar system is actually assisting us with that. And so as a result, as we're maintaining and sustaining balance, it's going to be really important for us to really find what supports us, what nurtures our essence, what helps us feel safe where we're at, what helps us feel supported, but also become aware of our own defeatist mentality, become aware of our own victimization, our own martyrdom, and really begin to process this stuff. So whatever it is, when we're seeing this energy, this is a lot of restful energy. A lot of restful energy. When I see these two cards showing up, with one of them being the bed, both of them nighttime processing in that kind of sleep state, we are looking at us really taking that time to rest, because we're in a space but it's because we're also filling up that cup, because we're coming into that stage of really recognizing where we're at, holding the largest cup, being this very, very loving, nurturing, kind essence version of ourselves. And as a result, this is really dissolving the support systems, which are the belief systems, the thought structures. We're going to see this as people, places, and things that aren't supporting our success and our hope moving forward, because we recognize how loving we are, how kind and how gentle we are, right? So a lot of this too, for some people, could be processing Lemuria, processing Atlantean timelines. I'm getting more of a Lemurian vibe with this. It really does feel really activating and awakening the new support within, and how we integrate, stabilize, and balance through this training, right? If you feel like you've got plasma spine, especially since we're looking at the Queen of Cups with all that watery energy, right? This might be plasma light body upgrades that are occurring, especially with the sun. We're seeing a lot of this watery energy here. And when I see that the spine needs the support right here, and we're seeing the bed, this could also be light body activations that are integrating. And right now it requires a lot of physical support, which means the downtime. When we start to go plasma light body and we hit those liquid states, or that level of liquidity, which is the formlessness of ourselves, which is us really igniting our etheric bodies and knowing who we are as etheric individuals, and stabilizing, maintaining, balancing, and grounding who we are as that plasma essence, this is when we start to see that we start having a physical body restructuring that occurs, especially in regards to the spinal column. Our spine also holds the mastery keys. So we are seeing an ignition point of mastery. We're seeing multidimensional mastery here. We're seeing the spinal column getting ignited, which is the new support keys of this mastery sequence. And then us processing what these Dreamtime codes, what these codes are that we're receiving and that we are integrating, that is really bringing us hope and success in our future moving forward, okay? So even though we are seeing the 10 of Swords and 9 of Swords, this is all ignited with hope, guys. And this is where we keep the vision on the light and what is coming forward. This is our hope. This is our success. This is our freedom. This is our inner child coming back online. And especially with all this watery energy showing up, very much so would make sense that our light body is going through a restructuring, downtime. It's okay. Just rest. Process what you got to process. You are coming back into a space and a place of divine love within you, right? Once again, the biggest cup in the deck, the most loving queen, a lot of water here. See, interesting. Kimba said about the chiropractor. I too have been having to need to get to a chiropractor to get that alignment to work out the things in the spine. You know, it's really important though, because when we're seeing these two cards together, we're seeing the central column, we're seeing the spine, we're seeing a lot of that activation, integration, and bringing in a new level of support for ourselves. So this isn't a reading to necessarily worry about. This is us just integrating. And a part of the integration is we still got some clearing to do. We got to support, and especially with the Queen of Cups energy here, this does look like there is some sort of plasma activation or plasma light body that people are going through. And as a result, their body might feel weak. Their body might be feeling, you know, a little bit off. Just stabilize and balance, right? Success and hope is here. Success and hope is here. And I want us to stay focused on that, because this is just an integration. This is a harmonization of what it is to really feel supported by ourselves, to be supported by our light, to be supported by our other dimensional versions, to be supported by Gaia. And as a result, as we go through these rewrites, as we retrain our thinking and our belief system, hey, this is a physical symptom. No thing is wrong with me, right? And we start recoding our entire reality and recode our bodies to remember to what it is to be the sacred incarnate creator in the vessel, right? To recognize that as we're going through this restructuring, we go through cellular restructuring and our bodies have an effect on that, right? So if you feel a little wobbly, if you feel like a little bit plasma jelly, like you're in water, all good. It's all good, right? This is one of those things where it's just good to take naps. It's good to rest. So throughout this week, if you find that you need to take more time to support your physical body, go ahead and support it. If you need to take that time to rest, rest. This is really coming into a place of how much are you going to love yourself while you're going through this transition and shift. I have seen too that a part of this awakening through this lunar, right, as we're awakening the column, we're expanding, we're integrating, is a lot of that like dark night energy and a lot of that shadowy energy, but it's happening because it really is an invitation point to transcend and come into who we are as a multidimensional creator, and to really find our self-worth and self-value in the stages and ranges of love. We're looking at our emotionality here, right? So we're looking at really coming into that most loving, beautiful version of ourselves. And the reason why I also want to state that it's light body is because the Queen of Cups has this cloak of light on, the light garment, right? So we are seeing a lot of discovery of what it is to be light and coming into this space of activated within ourselves. And so what this is a transition for us out of an old way of thinking, an old way of being, and an old way of believing in the old human story, integrating, balancing, and processing what it is, right? So some of you might be getting that awakening to, wait a minute, I have a light body. What does that mean? What does my etheric body have, right? And this is really a good time to start going into that research. Start looking up those things. Start asking those questions. If you are speaking and communicating to the divine realms, and you're speaking to your galactics, or you're speaking to your Pleiadians or your Arcturians or whatever, start asking those questions about your light body. They will answer. There's also a lot of information on YouTube about the light body. Lisa Transcendence Brown, wonderful person to talk to about the light body, and she has got a lot of great articles. If you go to awakeningtoremembering.com, she's got a lot of great articles regarding the light body. And so what we're seeing is activations here. That's all this is. This is activations. And, you know, guys, remember, hope and success, freedom of the inner child, freedom of expression, especially with the horse here. We're seeing that Sagittarian energy of freedom that's here. So hope is alive, right? And that's what I want to very much so focus on, is that if these days for ourselves, right, as we're going through this experience, we're going through this expansion, we're going through this, we're traveling through the multiverse, right? We are finding out who we are as weirdos in the multiverse. Just note, okay, all is good. Success is here. Hope is here. Freedom of the inner child is here. But not only that, we're really stepping into another who we are as a multidimensional. Okay, so it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the scenery here is beautiful. Advice from other dimensional versions. All right. We are in an acceleration phase. So with the Eight of Wands, we're seeing that we're in an acceleration. So things are, what is leaving is quickly leaving. What is activating is quickly activating. Moving into is coming in hot and fiery and passionate, right? Right. Right now, it's very much so very important for you to keep your lines open to communicate with the divine. Communicate to dimensional expression. Communicate. The veils are very thin right now. So as a result, right, it's going to be very important to listen up, because there are aspects of you that are trying to communicate here to you now about your worries, about your stress, about your future, about who you are as a multidimensional creator. So because of the veil being so thin, because of this lunar passageway, we are going to see increased communications with the divine realms. Make sure that you're working with your sovereignty decrees too. I want to state that when the veils are thin like this, it's really important that we keep our sovereignty alive and hopeful, right? And so a big important thing is find that sovereignty decree and state it to yourself. Make sure that you're securing your multidimensional foundation, that you are communicating with your, you want to say, highest guardians, because there is communication coming through from the divine realms for us regarding what's going on, regarding our future, regarding our purpose, and regarding our own freedom, right? But we're the ones that have to consciously choose what this communication link is. So either way, we have messages coming in, but we are in a fast moving energy as well, okay? So just note that because of this, sometimes it requires us to slow down the body, right? Because when we're going through the mental processes and things start kicking up, sometimes I've had this happen where the mind is going faster than the body is. And so it's like, what do I do here? Body's down, mind is going, right? And this is where we stabilize and we ground, stabilize and ground, we integrate, right? And we also recognize who we are, self-worth and self-value. Really, really, really important, really important. So guys, communications are coming in. Listen, get out in nature if you can. Since we do see the Queen of Cups energy, I do want to state that for some of you, if not many of us, our communication links are going to happen through water. So water is a transmitter of energy. It's also a conduit. So if you can get near a river, you might be getting your downloads or communications in the bath, in the shower, right? There is a space of vulnerability, right? Like I found that, especially since we're looking at the sun card and we're seeing that naked baby on the horse, that there is something about us being in our vulnerability that opens up our communication links. So I found this happen even for myself. There's times that I'm sitting on the toilet and all of a sudden the angels come through. It's like right when I'm getting in the shower, that's when I start talking to my guides, right? With this watery essence, and we're even seeing here with the Ten of Swords, we're seeing the water in the background. There is gonna be communication, but your communication will be amplified near water. For some reason, there is something with water that is a conduit right now for us that's gonna help us with our expression. If you're near the ocean's really good for this because the water really helps us to amplify that energy and to purify. So there is something in regards to us being near and or around water, being around the sun, that is going to create these communication links for us where we're going to get the messages, the downloads, and the insights that we need, right? So I've noticed that when it comes to integration is different for everyone. How we integrate, how we harmonize mind, body, soul, how we maintain and sustain that connection for ourselves is different for every individual. We have people that are working with different star systems. We have people that connect to different guides. And as a result, your energy body, right? Your energy body, your chakra system, your central column, it shifts. Some people are still working with their 7 chakras. Some people are still working with their 12 and higher chakra system. There's some people that have unified their chakras. There's some people that don't work with the chakras at all and only work with the light body. So it really is right now. This is about knowing about your energy. This is about knowing about your multidimensional expression, and it's being communicated to you, through you, for you, by you, with you, because it is you, right? There's no thing higher than you. This is you communicating to you to let you know about your integration, to let you know about how you're supporting yourself, to let you know about your thoughts. This is a really good time to link up with our interdimensional guardians, our crew, our collective, our soul family, right? Whether it be star, elemental, magic masters, whatever it is for you in your expression, they are bringing in a lot of hope, and they are also communicating to us right now. But they're communicating through water. Hydration is going to be key. Be the hydration station, right? Get that belly full of water. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Solar codes. There might be some solar codes coming in. I'm not sure. I haven't been seeing the influx of activity, but it would make sense that with the potential of what's been going on with the stargates, what's been going on with these passageways, what's been going on with the solar system and the sun as the flies are coming around me, the sun right now is speaking to us. And so when we go through those, it's like a solar string quartet, right? When the sun starts speaking to us, it hits that thread of ignition point that speaks to all of our solar bodies. And so this can also be communication from the sun, communication from water. So this isn't just from our multidimensional selves, but the sun could be singing its song for this week for us. I've seen that there's been a few flares and a few like radio blackouts because I've got one of the apps that tells me about the solar flares and the solar activity. right? So just letting you know right now that like there's a lot coming through this message, but either way, the key focus and the key themes are supporting our body, recognizing that we're in a space of harmonizing mind, body, soul, spirit through this integration, coming into our multidimensional expression, and then opening up to our communication links. Okay, so there is communication coming in and moving forward for us. All right, which is good, which is good. So, you know, and here's the thing, guys, right, is that when it comes to how we can support ourselves and how we can support one another better, our guardians are there for us within that expression. The soul teaches us, and so do these guides and these guardians. So as a result, right, if you feel like, you know, you need to spend some more time alone right now to listen, to pay attention, because the thing is too is that sometimes when we're getting these communications, it can get ruffled up with other people or when we're around other people. Also, sometimes when we're going through that new support system, right, all of our icky stickies is coming to the surface, and as a result, we don't want to project, right, just like I said yesterday in the video about the transformation, that it really is important to, you know, take those moments like to stay offline, to disengage from social media if you feel needed to and you feel guided to. You know, we want to make sure that when we're, you know, getting near our water sources, that we keep our field clear and that we're paying attention to what we're listening to. There is definitely some sort of communication coming forward for us right now, and it does feel important. It's bringing us hope. It's gifting us that new journey. It's gifting us that freedom, and there has been a lot of the freedom codes igniting and aligning for children. I've been getting keyed in on a few different things. I'm not sure of the exact stories or narratives or tales, but there is a level of freedom code that's igniting for the kids right now, right? And as a result, when we free you know, a storyline from the children or from the kiddos all over the world, so we also free a version of our inner child, right? So this not only does affect our own younger generations, but it also has an effect on us. It has an effect on our purity. It has an effect on our innocence. It has an effect on the way that we support ourselves now, and how our our inner youth, our inner innocence, our inner child now gets another level of freedom and expression and of play again. And that's what's really important. And that's what's been in the energies today and last night was like, it was just me being a little kiddo bouncing off the walls, being silly and goofy, right? And as a result, like, yeah, it did have an effect on people, but it also began to show me, you know, within myself, um, that there is a version of myself that won't let me support my silliness because it's like growing up too soon, growing up too quickly. And I'll say for myself, I saw this distortion running through, and it wasn't coming through anyone else. It was coming through my own creation that was showing me that, like, you know, sometimes we have to grow up really quickly, right? Especially when you are a divine child that's supporting your family, right? Like, because a lot of us as starseeds, a lot of us as indigos, a lot of us as kids took on a lot of like the transmutation and the healing weight of the family. So while we were kids, we were taking on energy of mom and dad, and we were like shifting out their density, or we were taking on projections, or you were in that Archangel Michael coding and you were constantly on cleanup, right? And as a result, right, is like, for me, I started to see where I block my own silliness, because it's like, oh, you can't be silly and make money, or your silliness is annoying, or whatever the story is, right? That as a result is igniting a new level of supporting myself and supporting my inner child freedom, which is that sun card. That's the naked baby on Mars, right? So for myself, that's how that expression shows up. But it's going to show up differently for every single individual, but we have a general theme here. The general theme is, how are we supporting ourselves in this new journey, in these new pathways, and in the freedom of expression of our inner child? That where we feel successful, where we feel hopeful, where we keep the light on, and where our light will be supported fully just as it is, right? Because, you know, there's been a lot of different themes that I've seen stirring throughout the collective and stirring throughout different groups and things like that regarding our own freedom of expression, our freedom of joy, right? And so a lot of this now is, what does that mean for you? The communication links are on. You're going to receive the data. You're going to receive the downloads. You're going to receive the intel regarding what this means for you. And that's why the processing cards showed up, is that when we get these communications, it also is that when we activate this level of multidimensional awareness for ourselves, whether it's coming from, you know, 70, 90, 10D, a higher, have to process the code and process the information, right? So these energy downloads in this communication also has energy involved in it. And so as we're taking in that energy, that's where the integration, the stabilization, the balance point comes for ourselves, where we begin to harmonize for ourselves. And then as a result, as these codes come in, this is where we start to awaken our dormant DNA. This is where we go through our activations. This is where our physical body starts to restructure, and this all codes into the light body. So kind of an etheric reading, I didn't expect an etheric reading, but an etheric reading came through. So a little bit more on the galactic and light body side of. But either way, guys, I can feel the shifts. I can feel the transition. I can feel that there's a lot more welcoming in of joy and freedom of expression within those joyous realms, at least here. And I'm really excited to see how much this playful energy is really necessary for us to get through to the next stages of our own transition, but also to start to keep away those that don't want us in our joy, that don't want us in our silliness. And I feel like that's been a very big key, is that when we step into that play or we step into that newness, we also begin to be shown to us or revealed to us those places, spaces, situation, things, belief systems, so on and so forth, that don't support that. And as a result, that's our option then, is to let it go, right? Either way, we want our silliness supported. We want to be able to thrive in the essence of our joy. We want to feel successful and hopeful in all ranges and in all versions of self. And so us being able to be seen as that, but also too being able to see for ourselves those things that aren't in alignment with that, that gives us an opportunity to let go, so we can really step into that prosperity of ourselves, which is that we can thrive in our emotionality. We can thrive within our multidimensional expression. We can thrive as love. We can thrive as joy. We can thrive as play. But we also have to begin seeing where we've inserted limitations on our pathway and within our own creations that do not support and align to that. Okay? So that's all. Get near water, people. Get near water. We got some flow opening up. So waterfalls, streams, rivers. Be good. All right, kid. You got this, kid. Sesamippy. Hello from Sesamippy. Hello. Hello. All right, well, thank you guys for being here for the reading and the song. We're gonna keep it nice and short and sweet today, because we're gonna sit back and listen. I want to thank you guys for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting myself. Foundersoflight.com if you need anything. We've got sessions open. If you booked a session recently and it's been difficult communicating, don't worry. We're working on it. I do have people that are contacting me from other countries, and as a result, aligning times in other countries, and also at times communication, translation, has been a difficult one, right? So we're working through it. We're getting everything aligned. But if you would like a support session, please reach out. Foundersoflight.org has a list of all my sessions. Also, I've got some jewelry up for sale on my website as well. Anything else? Nope, we're done here. All right, I love you guys. Much love and respect to all of you out there. Thank you again. And we're going to send this one to the highest. And we're going to start supporting ourselves and listening a little bit more, because hope is alive. Right? Hope is alive, and freedom for the inner children. Right? Love you guys. Namaste.